The best PS5 games currently range from family-friendly adventures with fun mascot characters to third-person brawlers with gorgeous graphics. Whether you want an exciting showcase of the PS5's DualSense controller and its abilities or a new action-packed first-person shooter to play through, the PS5 has something for you. The PlayStation family of systems has always had an expansive library of games, with thousands of choices for players to choose from. Sony has continued to welcome new and exclusive titles into the fold as well, so the PS5 is the only place to experience titles like Demon's Souls or Astro's Playroom. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. The spirit of Little Big Planet returns on PS5 with Sackboy: A Big Adventure. This spin-off follows Sackboy as he takes part in a series of 3D platforming levels to explore a wide world made of various materials. This platformer is a jovial good time that not only allows for single-player adventuring, but Sumo Digital created a joyous time for up to 4 people to play together. It may no longer feature the level creation tools Little Big Planet is known for, but at its core, it includes delightful level design and plenty to see and enjoy. Sackboy must journey to stop the evil Vex from terrorizing the lovely people of Craftworld. To do this, you must complete 5 different planets, navigating a variety of levels in between. Each area includes thematically unique levels to complete, in the vein of titles like Super Mario Odyssey or modern Crash Bandicoot games. With plenty of collectibles to hoover up, the combination of music and exploration, and Sackboy's various costumes to uncover, Sackboy: A Big Adventure is an amalgam of everything we loved about Little Big Planet and more. The Pathless. Giant Squid managed to create something simultaneously breathtaking and beautiful with The Pathless, a third-person action adventure where players control the hunter, tasked with lifting the curse on a massive island. The hunter is a master archer who must use her talents as well as her pointed bow and arrow skills in a bid to navigate the land while searching for a way to bring peace back to the world. Players must keep an eye on her dash meter and keep it refilled by shooting at talismans found throughout the world. Her eagle companion can carry her short distances as well, which occasionally helps her to explore new areas. The hunter can use special spirit vision to seek out new areas as well as collect crystals to help her eagle earn new abilities as well. There are a variety of enemies that would seek to separate the hunter and her eagle, and she'll have to dispatch those as quickly as possible. The Pathless is a consistently exciting journey that brings to mind other titles from Giant Squid, like its previous title Abza, and it will test players in ways they aren't expecting. It's also beautiful and grandiose, with a climax that'll have players doing double takes at the game's ingenuity. Despite it all, it remains accessible and highly playable. Godfall. The PlayStation 5 gets a console-exclusive action RPG in the form of Godfall, and it doesn't disappoint. Set in a fantasy world with 5 different realms of earth, fire, water, air, and spirit, players take on the role of a member of the Knight's Order to prevent the apocalypse from occurring. With 5 different armor sets to choose from, based on a variety of valor plates, players can opt to master the dual blades, polearm, two-handed war hammer, two-handed great sword, and longsword. Additional customization comes by way of other valor plates and augments to change up how each character class plays, which allows for those who jump in to tailor the game more to their own play styles. It's rife with slick, cinematic action as well as looter-slasher concepts that encourage players to defeat enemies for better loot, with a focus on melee attacks and some seriously gnarly brawls. What's more, Godfall offers both single-player options as well as co-op with drop-in, drop-out modes that encourage users to play as little or as long as they like and then jump out. That makes it a great candidate for small groups to try out their PS5 and see what it has to offer. Call of Duty: Black Ops Cold War. The latest entry in the Call of Duty series is just as explosive as ever. The single-player campaign is akin to watching an action-packed Hollywood blockbuster, as it's set during the Cold War in the 80s. It follows a group of agents assigned to follow an individual known as Qasim Javadi and Arash Kadivar for their participation in the Iran hostage crisis. It turns out that a Perseus was responsible for making the crisis happen before he was executed. President Ronald Reagan organizes a task force with Black Ops to find Perseus, including an agent known as Bell, that players take on the role of. As Bell, a story unfolds that shifts into trippy, Jacob's Ladder-like territory for one of the most engrossing Call of Duty stories in years. Gripping gunplay and satisfying combat aside, the Call of Duty narrative breaks away into multiplayer modes that coincide with Call of Duty: Warzone. It's more of the same that players year over year will have come to expect, but much more full-featured and satisfying thanks to next-gen improvements. Moreover, the Zombies mode returns with a story that follows the Tag der Toten continuity. This is the first shooter you'll want to play on PS5, and it's well worth every second of your time. Devil May Cry 5, Special Edition. The story of the demonic Sparta family continues in one of the best entries in the Devil May Cry series since its inception. The game originally debuted last generation, but returns as a next-gen exclusive that adds the villainous Virgil as a playable character alongside a series of new games and seriously impressive performance and aesthetic-related upgrades. Like Devil May Cry 4, players once again control Devil Hunter Nero, who's stolen both his demonic arm as well as the sword Yamato. He discovers the source of the uptick in demonic power in Redgrave City, as well as a source for the individual who stole his arm, in a demonic tree called Qliphothe. As it kills people to steal their blood, Nero involves Dante and newcomer V in a bid to destroy Qliphothe at its roots, as well as the demon named Urizen that seems to be at the center of it all. Playing as Dante, Nero, and V offer 3 unique playstyles in this buffet of magnificent hack-and-slash battles set to electronica and heavy metal. Adding Virgil to the mix adds new content to play through as well as a way to enjoy his alternative playstyle. With ray tracing options, a 120 FPS performance mode and the new Bloody Palace and legendary Dark Knight modes, the special edition of DMC5 offers plenty of new ways for players to experience this modern classic. Dirt 5. One of the first racing titles on PS5 is a worthy entry in the Colin McRae Rally series, the 14th, in fact, in the form of Dirt 5. It's also the 8th Dirt game for players following the series, and its first foray into next-gen is well worth jumping into, even if you're more of a Mario Kart or Forza fan. This off-road racing bonanza has you following a variety of different race disciplines, including ice racing and off-roading. Events take place in locations from China to New York City, with no shortage of different areas to race in. There's also a car for everyone, whether you're into 80s rally cars to superlights or unlimited. You've got regular cars, buggies, beetles, and trucks to contend with, all lovingly rendered and looking absolutely fantastic. The game features a wide variety of different races modes as well as a career option that features rival racers Bruno Durand and Alex Janicek, voiced by legendary voiceover artists Nolan North and Troy Baker, respectively, as the driver's mentors. Dirt 5 is the best the series has been, and offers a substantial amount of driving for anyone even remotely interested in the sport. There's plenty to do and see here, and it's an excellent game, even for those new to the series. Astro's Playroom. Every PS5 comes with a copy of Astro's Playroom as a pack-in title. Much like Nintendo opted to include Wii Sports with its Wii console, Sony includes a pre-installed Astro's Playroom with every system, and it was definitely the right decision to do so. This delightful platforming game follows Astro, the same sprightly little robot from PSVR's Astro Bot Rescue Mission, as he explores the innards of the PlayStation 5 across several unique worlds. This upbeat, infectiously happy adventure lets you explore a variety of unique areas themed around different parts of the PS5, all while trying out various features of the DualSense controller. Throughout each area, Astro can jump into suits that help showcase the controller's abilities, like a monkey suit that lets you use the adaptive triggers or a ball that uses the touchpad to move around, a la Super Monkey Ball. Along the way, Astro uncovers over 60 different cameos from throughout the whole of PlayStation's history as well as nods to Sony's console and its storied iterations over the years. It's a 6-hour game that's also a simple platinum to achieve, but it will keep a smile on your face from the moment you turn on the PS5 until the game ends. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The latest entry in the long-running Assassin's Creed series explores a previously untouched setting for its 12th major installment, 873 AD, or the Viking invasion of Britain. It follows a Viking raider named Ivar, who finds himself soon stuck in a conflict between the Templar Order and the Brotherhood of Assassins. This open-world adventure follows the familiar format of Assassin's Creed game past, as male or female Ivar take the fight to the Anglo-Saxon kingdom. It's an engrossing setting that pulls players in, with a wide selection of weapons including swords, flails, and dual-wielding with unique pieces of gear. Eagle Vision returns in the form of Odin's Sight, and Ivar receives an animal companion with the Raven Sinan who can be used as a tool to scout each area. The game is split up into a variety of different missions and optional activities, as well as a hub area in the main settlement that players can return to as a base while learning more about both the Vikings and England as a whole. Ivar will learn new skills and abilities throughout his journey as well. There's a variety of activities to complete in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, including Viking rap battles, in the form of flighting, naval combat, settlements, and conquest battles. It's an expansive title with plenty to challenge players with, and it feels particularly great on PS5. Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Marvel's Spider-Man. Miles Morales is a continuation of Marvel's Spider-Man that follows Miles Morales, another hero who also found himself bitten by a genetically enhanced spider, giving him powers much like Peter Parker. As a fledgling hero, he's still learning the ins and outs of what it means to be the protector of the city. When Peter has to make his way overseas to assist girlfriend Mary Jane with news coverage as her photographer, Miles is left on his own to take over his duties as Spider-Man. What results is an exciting journey that could double as a new cinematic entry in the world of Spider-Man as the plucky Miles works to offer his efforts to the city as its new protector. He finds himself dealing with the Underground, a tech-centric terrorist group that has a vendetta against the Roxxon Energy Corporation. He also finds himself dealing with the villainous Rhino, the Tinkerer, and a cabal of secrets that slowly unravel as he becomes a hero in the eyes of the people of Harlem. It's an electric follow-up to Marvel's Spider-Man with new moves, missions, and perhaps the best hero this year in Miles Morales that comic fans will enjoy every single moment of, especially thanks to its admirable performance on PS5. Miles Morales offers both a fidelity mode with immersive ray tracing for realistic reflections and lighting, and a performance mode for fluid 60 frames per second web swinging. Demon's Souls. One of the finest and most challenging games on PS3 returns with a fantastic ground-up remake in the form of the PS5's Demon's Souls from Bluepoint Games and Side Japan Studio. It debuted as a launch title for eager PS5 owners, featuring new rings, armor, weapons, and items called grains that grant temporary resistance to effects like poison or bleeding. Aside from several augments like these, as well as massive gameplay and graphical and visual improvements, the game included tweaks to the original as well as new features that fans of the old could appreciate and new players would be thrilled to explore. Players enter the bleak world of Boletaria, which was originally attacked by a powerful being known as the Old One. The world was nearly consumed by the deep fog, as well as the Old One's powers. Though the Old One was eventually put to sleep and most of Boletaria saved from harm, the Old One wakes up with the fog returning to Boletaria. Those who enter Demon's Souls become an adventurer who enters the fog with the intent of defeating the Old One once more to bring peace to the kingdom. Demon's Souls is famously difficult, with dark fantasy elements, frustrating battles, and fulfilling moments that feel like conquering the world when you complete them. It also incorporates multiplayer elements into its single-player game in an ingenious way. It's nothing like any other game you'll play on PS5, but it's a worthy remake of a game that changed the way we'd see dark RPGs for years to come. The PS5 game lineup is off to a strong start, but there are plenty of big titles to look forward to in 2021 and beyond. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.